which it's been really nice to see the outpouring of love from everyone. And sadly, I know it's been a really difficult time for everyone as well, not just the people who knew him. So me and Phil just wanted to have a nice chill. I need to unmute Phil. Phil, I've just been talking on your behalf. I'm sorry. I've just had you muted.
Oh, that's okay.
I was just saying, we just want to have a little chill time and just share memories of our friend with you guys, and
Yeah.
hope it can help you all as you know. It's just I just want to share. I just want to share with people and just sit and have a nice vibe together. How are you, Phil, today? How are you feeling? You got COVID as well, right?
I'm feeling a bit better. I'm all right, really. I just had a bit of a stuffy nose and a cough for a while. But I'm doing all right now.
Hell yeah. And you built a shrine, I saw yesterday. I was watching that. I dipped in and out. I had to leave at one point, but I saw the beginning when you were digging upwards and walking in a straight line for ages.
Yeah, and I wanted to find more diamonds for the sword, but I turned out I had enough anyway, so I was like, all right, I'll just make it.
Yeah. And then you finally built the shrine. Do you have a picture of it I can put on the screen for everyone of your
I can grab one, yeah.
Is a shrine the right word? A statue? A monument?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, yeah. I wanted something in my world that like represented him. I thought that'd be nice.
That would be cool. Can Tommy join? He was around today. I think he had a really busy night last night. And we planned to do this today. And I think he may have just had a really busy night last night. And he might dip in at some point. I'll message him again. But you know, if he's hungover or whatever, I don't want to drag him out.
Yeah, that's true.
He might be around though. I saw him on Instagram, so maybe. Have you got a photo? Did you send it? Am I missing?
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm really bad one. I got this. I'll try and get a screenshot I took.
Oh, that's so sick. What the hell? This is let me get onto the right screen. We'll use the YouTube screen. This is the monument Phil built for in Techno's memory yesterday, which is for one day build. That is amazing, dude. That's really cool. Oh, is that actually? Did you use actual diamond blocks as well?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, and that's like that was the progress, and then like that's the final picture I took before I did the stream.
Wait, let me get that up too. That's so cool. I like the pigs. Did you bring the pigs over?
I did, yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. Let me put on some chill music. So yeah, we're not gonna. I'm sure we've. I'm sure for those of you that have just joined, you still may have heard the news, but I'll say again for the new people that just shown up. But we just want to do a chill chatting stream where we just talk about good memories and happy times with about one of our best friends, Technoblade, who passed away. We just want to talk about it and stuff. Okay, let's just start. Otherwise, we're just gonna be dancing for the whole time.
Just repeating ourselves.
Yeah. So when was the first time you actually spoke to him?
A Minecraft Monday, I think it was.
It's the same for me.
Yeah. We owe a lot to Keem, funny enough.
Oh, that is an interesting point,
isn't it? Yeah. He's literally the reason why we all like found each other, essentially.
Does chat know this story?
Which one?
Of when me and you were put on a team together. So Keem went through a bit. We had a Twitter group chat where all of
I have nightmares about that Twitter group chat.
Where all the Minecraft Monday participants would elect who they would want to play with next, right? Sorry, someone said that my audio's off. So is the audio fine, chat? Let me know. But anyway, he basically gave us a group chat where we could all pick our teammates. So we could all be like, oh, I want to be with Wisp, or I want to be with Phil. You know, okay, audio's fine, sick. And and I remember Keemstar kind of faded away from this chat and stopped focusing on it for a while. I think he had other stuff going on, which meant that it ended up running rampant, and people like me were able to get into the event despite not having 2,000 viewers, which was the rule. The rule was to have 2,000 viewers. And so people like me were able to get in this period. And eventually Keemstar changed his motive and decided to really focus on Minecraft Monday again. And in this time where he was really focusing, he came back on and he basically just scathingly reviewed all the teams, right? Which is what you should do as a organizer. But when he got to me and Phil, and I have the screenshot, Phil he found me and Phil's team and he took a picture of it and put in the chat, "Is this okay, guys? Wilbur and Philza are hardcore players." Which is one of my favorite memories of when me and Phil were put together on a team.
You sent me a screenshot of it, like, immediately, and you're like, Phil.
I was like, Phil, I can't. I like, you know, when you see the funniest thing you've seen and you just don't know how to respond. Like, it was just like, I was looking dead in the eyes of the funniest thing I'd ever seen, and I couldn't laugh. I was like, this is just, Keemstar called me a hardcore player. How can I recover? Like, how can I even laugh at this?
Like, he was genuinely worried we were gonna just stomp on the competition.
But yeah,
and we ended up leaving like before the tournament even ended because we were like, oh man, our views are dropping, we gotta leave.
Yeah,
dude. So it's gonna kick us.
we knew, so we died in the last game, and which was survival games, which was the majority of the games for Minecraft Monday. It was like, we have 6 rounds, 5 of them are survival game. But
one of them's find the button.
Exactly. But on the last one, it's survival games, and we died really quickly, and we both had like 1,000 viewers, and we were like, fuck, we need to leave. So we just ended stream so that our concurrent viewers wouldn't drop too low and Keemstar wouldn't shout at us. But yeah, so we go on. You met Techno first, I believe, right? You teamed with him first in Minecraft Monday. What was that like? You won.
Yeah, we won. Yeah, it was hilarious. I remember the message he sent me was like, I was looking at it the other day actually. I was like looking through all DMs and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's see, hold on. He said something on
old DMs recently too.
He said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, so like after the event, he was like, we destroyed so hard that I feel guilty about it. Those people had families, Lamau. He was just like the whole time, like in the call beforehand as well, he's just like, Phil, we gotta destroy. And I was like, all right, yep, I can do good. I did like Hunger Games, I know what I'm doing. And he's like, no, Phil, we have to annihilate them. They've had it good for too long, because they kept teaming him with like I don't want to say bad players, but just people that weren't as skillful as him or like as knowledgeable at the game to like try and nerf him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets me, and he's like, how did you slip through the cracks? How did you? Because like he's seen my videos and he knows I'm like I know the game enough to be.
You're a hardcore player.
Yeah, called it the key.
Yeah.
So yeah, he found that very funny.
That's sick. I watched back me and Techno's first game, which I recommend you guys doing in the chat if you want to see my first ever time speaking to Techno, because it was really scary for me. Because I went through a phase in 2019 of watching Bed Wars videos.
Yeah.
And so I'd obviously seen like a bit of Technoblade before, like Minecraft Monday. And I remember I was playing with Jack Sucks at Life in one of them, and my bottle is creaking. Can you hear that?
Yeah, what was that? It sounded like it was leaking
water.
air.
It's a water bottle. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, I was on a team with Jack Sucks at Life, and I just released my Minecraft but the water level rises video, and we were playing survival games. I was one of the last alive, and I hid like in a corner, and Technoblade put in the chat, can you make the water rise, Lake, who was the organizer. And I remember getting so excited. I was like, oh my god, he's seen my videos. I was like, he's seen my videos, Technoblade knows me. I was so excited. And he followed me on Twitter. So I messaged him being like, yo, for the next MCM, do we call it MCM? That means Man Crush Monday, doesn't it?
I think we just call it MM, like Minecraft Monday.
We didn't call it MM, did we? Anyway, but for
in text we did, yeah. But
for the next Comic Con, MCM, could you want to be on a team together? And he immediately was like, yes, I do want to be on a team together. And I was like, this is the best day. And I remember I was visiting my mum on the day of Minecraft Monday, and obviously Minecraft Monday started like 9 p.m. But when we say started at 9 p.m, I mean started at 11 p.m. Because it just would never start at the time it was supposed to.
Such a poorly run tournament.
It was pretty scuffed, but I still had a really good time. It was such an important stepping stone in as a career point of view for me, Minecraft Monday, because I was just a little baby boy on YouTube, you know. I snuck through the cracks. I was only allowed into 4 Man Crush Mondays before they realized I didn't have the viewer count and kicked me out.
Game started getting real angry.
I don't think he was angry. I think he cared. He went through phases of caring about the tournament a lot, and then focusing on other things.
I remember him talking in all caps and screaming, "Who is this?"
Yeah, he told us off a couple times. Like
I don't know who this is.
Disciplined like a teacher, which was kind of strange. But you know, I have no ill will towards him for that. For any of Minecraft Monday stuff, I had a really good time, and I
same, because
like a lot.
The tournament itself, we owe it a lot.
Yeah,
I owe it. Got to meet like so many people.
My best friends, you know, like
yeah.
But I remember I took the train back from my mum's house to London on the day, and I remember I sat on the train and I couldn't even listen to my music because I was so excited. I was so excited to be playing with techno. I've told this story I think before. I was on the train and I was like bouncing pretty much because I was like, I can't believe I'm gonna be playing in Minecraft Monday with Technoblade, and I was like, this is gonna be so exciting. I can't wait. And it was partly because I was like, you know, there's this Bed Wars YouTuber that I know of that's really good, and I can't wait to meet him. But also, secondly, because I was like, I might fucking finally win. I was like, I might win. And yeah, it was really fun. It was really exciting, and I remember getting there, and I hopped on a call with him with Techno, and I remember he said something really funny. It's the very first thing I said, very first thing, but I don't remember what it was. I think I've told this story before. I need to go back and rewatch myself telling this story, because I remember he said something funny, but I don't remember what it was, and I really wish I did. But I remember the minute I spoke to him, I was like, okay, I like this guy. Like the very first thing he said, it tickled me in such a way that I was like, okay, I like this guy's sick. This guy's cool as hell. But
yeah,
I don't remember what it was. It was something along the lines of like me asking him if I should go live, and his response being like, no, I'd like to go live first, please, just so I can get good viewership. Like he wanted to make sure he had enough viewers to pass. And I remember just thinking, okay, that's funny. It was something along those lines.
Some clout related.
Clout related, yeah. And we played together. I watched the entire stream actually. It was very funny. You can tell we were both kind of nervous. But then afterwards, we mentioned on the stream that we played TF2, and afterwards he actually DM'd me, which I was very excited about because no one ever DMs me first, you know. After, bear in mind, I was on like SMP Live. I was like a small fry on SMP Live who was like, you know, I normally had to beg people to be in videos with me, and someone just said my shirt blends in with the background. I'm just disappearing into my wall. But yeah, so when Techno reached out to me first, and he said, I remember he was just, he basically said that I asked him why, because obviously XQC was really good and he would win a lot, and he played a lot with this guy called Moxie. So I asked him, why don't you just play with like someone really good every time? And his reasoning was, and I remember this, was he was like, dude, this is not just an opportunity for me to make a lot of money winning tournaments, but also it's an opportunity for me to make a lot of friends. And he just wanted to make loads of friends, I remember. So that's why he would always take up new teammates and try out everyone he possibly could. And then afterwards he was like, do you want to play TF2? And I was like, fuck yeah. And then this crazy disease swept the world. And we were all locked inside, and it was we made a Discord groups chat of like me, you, Techno, Nikki, Fundy, and a bunch of others. Sorry if I've forgotten the other people. But we made a big one, and we play a lot of games. What games did we used to play, Phil? It wasn't just
TF2. We played, so what was that strategy game where like you have to sell stuff to each other and fight barbarians?
Civ 5.
Yeah.
Techno hated Civ 5.
He fucking hated it so
Techno
much.
Hated Civ 5, man. Holy shit. It's not even like that's not even the worst of it though. There was one game called Battle Right, which I was really into. It was like a MOBA. Well, not even much of a MOBA, more of just a battle arena game.
Oh, I remember that. I remember you getting me into that for a little bit.
I really like it. I really liked it. I don't really know if it's got a player base anymore, but like, I remember I got Technoblade into it because I was like, this is up his alleyway. It's like loads of like reflex, skill over strategy play. You know, it's just like quick skill stuff. Like it doesn't matter how well you know the maps, it doesn't matter how well you do this. All that matters is that you're skilled at the game, and then everything else just comes naturally. And I was like, Technoblade, please play this with me, you'll love it. He played one round with me. He didn't understand the controls because he was learning. He still got a kill, but he didn't understand what he was doing, and then afterwards he just went quiet, and I was like, do you want to do a second round? And he went, I'm already uninstalling. Uninstalled. I used to make fun of Techno quite a lot. I always used to tell him if he wasn't immediately good at something, he hated it.
It was true though.
If Techno wasn't immediately good at a video game, he refused to fucking play it. Which did mean any game you did play with Technoblade, he was just amazing at. It's just really good.
If he recommended we play a game, it was because he was really good.
Yep. I was very surprised when he did his Mountain Blade series on his channel, because I was like, this is a new game. This is a new game. Techno, I don't know how well you're gonna be at this. But we both used to play Mountain Blade on like share screen sometimes, and it was a lot of fun. It was we both liked Mountain Blade a lot. I liked
watching him play it. It was fun. I wouldn't have liked playing it myself, but watching him play it was pretty funny.
I kind of like to start a Bannerlord or Warband campaign on Twitch. I might do it like a few months from now though.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I'd like to pick up the torch a bit on that. That would be really nice, because I do love that game a lot, and that's something me and him used to play together a lot. But we can't leave out the classic game. You know it. I know it.
What? TF2?
TF2 was our like, that was our home for me, you, and Techno.
Yeah, especially during quarantine.
Yeah, we were locked in our room. I was eating Papa John's every day. I gained
still can't believe you did that.
I gained like so much weight. Just eating Papa John's. It's because there was a Papa John's next to my flat. I can actually show you. Should I just show where I used to live? Hold on. Let me bring up Google Maps. Right. You've gone quiet. You've gone. Oh, I thought you were being like, you're doxing yourself of the past.
No, I trust you could. You wouldn't do it if you didn't.
I know how to show my house. I don't know who lives there now. Please don't harass them. This is where I used to live. Is that coming through all right? Can you guys see? Yeah, there we go. Oh, I've got the sub goal. Let me get rid of that. Okay. So this is where I used to live. That is the window. So you see this wall here? That was the wall with the big mirror on it. And then the wall that separates, can you even see the box that I'm making? I don't know. That is where clock used to go on the wall. And this window was like to my left. If I looked to my left, I'd be looking out that window, right? And in this little room, by the way, this is where I was. It's really fucking built up, right? But in this little room, in this little place, I had all my time with Techno and Phil playing TF2. And if we go up this road, we will see the Papa John's. And I would order for collect in my room. That is home, chat. You're right. That is home. That is the original home. It looks like a prison. It was really cheap accommodation. It was, when I was living there, I was paying something like $4.50 a month, which for the middle of London, that's
fucking cheap.
Really cheap. I pay more now, not in the middle of London. So, but yeah, I used to order for collect, and then I'd just play TF2, and then I'd get a call on my phone, and then the man who knew my fucking name would say, "Hello, William," and he'd go, "Your pizza is ready, come down." And I'd go down and walk over to the Papa John's, and they'd all wear gloves, and what they do is they put the pizza on the ground outside, and you'd go and get it. It was that weird period of COVID when no one knew what to do.
Yeah, everyone was so scared. It's like, it's no contact at all.
Yeah, and I remember it was like, because that area of London's really busy. Because it's like the commercial like office district of London, and still everyone, like, there was just no one there. It was weird. Anyway, we played TF2, and I remember Techno trying to convince you for ages to get it. It was Techno that were sort of led trying to get you to get TF2, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And you,
I was like,
and you downloaded it and fucking smashed Sniper.
Yeah. A lot of skill from other games can cross over to TF2 or any FPS game for that matter, as long as it's simple enough. And I was just quite happy playing the sniper guy.
Yeah.
Clicking on heads.
Yeah. It was really fun. I remember that was really good.
Yeah,
And
we just joined like random public lobbies and stuff, and
it was at the height of hacking too.
Oh god, yeah. The funniest thing that I remember that Techno used to do when we played TF2 is that we'd like be joking around, and you'd do that thing that you'd always do. You'd be like, "Guys, I know Technoblade," and then like, and then people would be like, "You don't know Techno, whatever," and then you'd be like, "Techno, say something." And then the Techno would just get on the mic and go, "Hello."
You go, "Yo."
Yeah, yo. But like the funniest thing that Techno did when we played TF2 that I noticed like early on was we'd just be chatting. What, sorry?
I was just saying, he used to hate it when I did that. When I used to make
he got angry at you a few times. He's like, "Can you stop, Will? Stop, please. We need to capture the point, please." But like, I remember very, very like vividly the first like really funny moment that happened with us in TF2. We were just like chatting as we normally did, just like about random crap, and then Techno would just go quiet for like a solid 2 minutes, and like, every now and again we'll just hear this like that. And then,
oh, I completely forgot that.
And then the moment he got like a 4K, like you'd kill about like 4 or 5 people. Like it was specifically this one game type as well. It was the one where you have to like push the package, the payload, yeah. And he would kill like a bunch of the enemy team, and then immediately after getting like a lot of kills in a row, it would just be like, "Guys, push the payload, guys, guys!" Like over the in-game mic, like really loud.
We'd be arguing politics or something. I'd be like talking about like the conservative government, and then all you'd hear is Techno talking over the in-game chat. You just lean into the mic and go, "Dispenser down, push."
Yeah, push, guys,
he'd always say dispenser down. For those of you that don't play TF2, a dispenser is not like a key part of the game. Normally he'd say like sentry down or like heavy down or like medic down or something, but he'd always go dispenser down, push. And then just to get everybody, which was his way of saying, I've just dominated the entire enemy team. Can you guys do something now?
Yeah, stop hiding. Come out and push the payload with me. I have just murdered the entire team.
I need to tell my flower girl story.
Everyone I like the flower girl story. That was so funny.
So this was done a few times, and Technoblade hated. Well, he didn't hate it, but he used to get embarrassed by it.
He liked it the first time because it was just so random, and then like you kept doing it.
Yeah, and I didn't stop. But what I'd do is I'd join the Bed Wars lobbies or whichever one, normally like Sky Battle or something, and I'd nick myself as like Flower Girl 42 or something, and then pick a random skin of like a girl. Or a default skin, and I'd have like a grey name on Hypixel, which is like no donos or anything, you haven't got a rank, and I'd join the lobby and I'd be like, hey guys, I know Technoblade, and then most people would just fucking ignore me, but then I'd keep saying it, I'd just keep going, I know Technoblade, and then they'd go, shut up. No you don't.
Shut up,
stop looking for attention, kid, you don't know Technoblade. And I go, I do, I can prove it. And they go, okay, prove it. And then I'd get Techno to join the lobby. And he'd go, and then he'd just type in the chat, hey, Flower Girl 42. And I'd go, hey, Techno. And everyone in the chat would be like, what the fuck? Flower Girl knows Technoblade.
It's so funny. This is before I had YouTube ranks, so I couldn't join the lobby. I just had to watch on your Discord stream.
And they'd freak out. All of these like Hypixel fans would just like, the chat would just like erupt in like people going, what the fuck is this pig plus person doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and on Skyblock too, I used to, this was one I've never actually told, but later on Skyblock, what me and Techno used to do is Techno would join, and then I'd join nicked, and Techno would go into the chat, and I'd be called like Hugh Ralphie 2004 or something, and then they'd say, and then Techno would join and say, hey, everyone go give Hugh Ralphie 2004 all your items. And then they'd all go, oh my god, Technoblades. And they'd all go and give me stuff. I think my Hypixel Skyblock account, I've never been to my island, but I have like millions of coins. I have like millions of coins. I have every item you can think of. All because Technoblade used to bring me on nicked and tell everyone to give me all of their stuff.
Just feed you items.
Yeah, that was very fun. But TF2 was and obviously that's where Sleepy Boys came from.
Yep. It was
Can you tell that
really
story?
late. Yeah, it kind of like branched off from us playing TF2, didn't it? Like we stayed up like really fucking late one night. It was like, I want to say like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something stupid for us. And so it was pretty late for Techno because obviously time difference.
Yeah, it's like 8 p.m. if it was 4 a.m. Yeah.
And I remember we were just like chatting, and we were taking Techno on like a tour of England. Like you were showing him your old house and stuff, and like where you grew up, and then I was showing him where I grew up and like all the cool stuff near me. And it was like, and then eventually it just devolved into just funny image, like post funny image.
Yeah.
In Discord, like it always did. And then it was you that posted the image, wasn't it? And then
the fish being fed.
Yeah, and he just immediately came out with, I am the fish and the spoon is victory.
and then I made him tweet it. And I was like, hey Techno, tweet that.
You found it so funny. You're like, please Techno, please, you have to tweet that. You have to tweet that.
And he was like, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm gonna tweet this well. And then Techno's like, no.
And then you tweeted it, and then you said, this post brought to you by the Sleepy Boys Incorporated.
Yeah, because like we were just so fucking tired, and I could see, because like we all posted at the same time, and this is when we had like a smaller, I want to say a smaller following, so it was like a couple of thousand likes over the course of like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't
we
a
were
10K
like,
as we'd call it.
yeah, and we were like, holy shit, oh my god, look at them freaking out, and I was like, I feel bad for them. I'm gonna give them some context.
Yeah.
Because they were just so confused. Like, what does this mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We were just laughing the whole time.
It was funny. Yeah, we used to really strategize Twitter. I think it was Tommy who came up with the phrase like, "Is it a 10K?" Whenever we would say something funny.
Whenever I remember Tommy was definitely like he was more so on the side of numbers.
Twitter, man. He loved it.
Yeah,
and he was really annoyed when I quit. I remember, but every time something funny was said, and I'd be like, "You should tweet that," he'd go, "But would it be a 10K?" And so it became a thing. Whenever someone said a good joke, we'd be like, "That's a 10K, right?" We'd be like, "That's a 10K." Yeah, so the Sleepy Boys, and then Minecraft Championship. Technoblade was my guy. He was my teammate. For season 1, I think me and him were together almost every time, except for like 3. I think I wasn't with him about 3 times.
Well, like the first ever MCC, he wasn't in, and we just invited him in without the knowledge of the organizers.
Wait, can I tell this one?
Yeah, go on.
So, in the very first MCC 1, it was me, Phil, Jack Sucks at Life, and Rye Guy Rocky on a team, and we were we were basically so what was I saying?
You're talking about our team.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we were
and Jack Sucks at Life.
We were in the last game, and
yeah, Hunger Games.
Yeah, and Techno joined our chat and was like, I think it was your chat actually, and he was like, "What the hell is this? How'd you get me into this event? This looks great."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, we just get you in now." And so I just generated the Discord link and just sent it to Techno, and Techno just joined the server despite never having been invited or played a game. To the point where when MCC2 came around and Techno was invited, Scott sent him the link, and he just went, "Oh no, thank you, I'm already in." He was just like, "I don't need the link." I just added him in.
So funny.
Yeah, but me and Techno were inseparable. We were MCC2, MC3, 4, 5. I think it was pretty much every single one up until about like 8 or something. It was me and Techno every time. But then 4, that was the big one. 4 was where it was me, you, Techno, and Tommy, and we made a rule that if we did well, Tommy would become an official member of the Sleepy Boys. Because it was just me, you, and Techno, and we won the entire thing. And I see a lot of people talking about that that MCC and being like, because some people say it was like the best MCC, right? A lot of people say it was like the best one, but then there are a lot of other people that say it was like really hard to watch because of like how mean we're being to each other. But for context, and by mean we're being to each other, I mean I'm being to Tommy. I would like to say, for context, this was the middle of COVID. I had spent day in, day out in my bedroom talking to that group of people, right?
Yeah, we were like family at that point.
So we like, when Tommy pissed me off, I'd let him know, and it wasn't a scary thing. It wasn't like, you know, and like, because he'd do it on purpose a lot of the time.
Yeah, he would push your buttons to try and get you to like pop off at him,
because he knew that it was deep down making me laugh. But I was just, so a lot of the time I'm telling him to shut up and stuff, and I'm like, and I see loads of people like being like, "Oh yeah, I used to really like it, but I watched it back and Will's so mean to Tommy." I encourage you to watch it. It means you probably watch back Techno's point of view. Watch back Tommy's point of view and look at that kid's face when I'm so-called being mean to him. I was definitely being mean. But like, if you look at his face, he's trying to make me. He's got a little smile on most of the time. He's poking my buttons. And then we won and we all celebrated together. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's where the famous line "just kill a woman feeling good" came from.
Of course, classic Tommy in it moment.
And when Tommy lied about having the granite or something, and I just like lost.
Techno was so pissed. So were you actually, but I didn't. I was already away with the fucking moon at that point. I wasn't paying attention at that point.
I remember I was just like so blinded with rage that Tommy like just lied and lost us like what, I don't know, like 10 points. And Techno was just like, guys, please stop arguing, guys.
That kind of sums up our entire dynamic pretty well.
Techno tryharding.
Yeah, and, you saying, Tommy, that's you. Why did you say that? What are you doing? Tommy trying to explain himself but digging a deeper hole. Me singing something in the background, most likely, and Techno going, guys, please stop fighting. We need to pay attention. We're gonna lose.
We need to win video game.
That was the dynamic. That was totally the dynamic. Yeah. Then after MCC, I think MCC period went on until pretty recently, right? I mean, it's not really too much, but there was a period where we did play less games together, sort of when COVID restrictions started to go down. I think the best marker point for when we started like not hanging out every day was about the time we started doing Tommy's vlogs. So when we started filming Tommy's vlogs and going, especially like me and Phil were in a lot of them, we stopped showing up to the Discord quite a lot. We still obviously hung out and spoke and were friends, but there was a big period where we didn't really hang out every day, which is to be expected. You know, that's how the lines of life go. You know, sometimes you go towards each other and move away, and you know, you just got to be thankful for the times you've been towards each other. And do you have any memories between then that you can think of?
I was thinking of SMP Earth that happened but that was
before MCC.
That was before MCC. Yeah, we kind of jumped the gun a bit there.
I forgot about SMP Earth. I did like how eventually everyone quit SMP Earth to the point where it was just me, you, Techno, Tommy, and VoiceOver Pete playing, and all of us were equidistant from each other. We were all as far away as we could possibly be. And it ended up like all of the big strife on the server was between those people, and like Charlie was on and stuff. There were a few people still playing, but it became very barren very quickly. But it was still really fun. And I still remember Techno saying that the only reason he was like so keen on joining was because he wanted to hang out with us more. Yeah, this was before we'd started like hanging out a lot. This was like just before Christmas 2020, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was like November 22nd.
Yeah,
I'm looking at messages now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking like the messages that I sent because the whole like me joining Techno in the Antarctic was just kind of, it wasn't planned beforehand or anything. I was being hunted by like a group of players, and I in just a desperate attempt to like get help, I messaged Techno because I was like, oh, he'll help.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, Philza, we got this. Alliance pact formed. And he said he was being followed as well, so we like made the Antarctic Empire and just like joined up.
Yeah. Techno's MO has always been make and maintain friends. That's been like that was his MO, you know. whatever it cost. If he thought that you were, you know, down to earth or chill, he just made it his mission to just be your friend, which was always really nice. He always made you feel very wanted. Technoblade did. You know, he never aired a message or like took too long to reply, to a point where I'd send him memes and he would just respond with pictures of his own emotes.
Yeah, he loved doing that.
He wouldn't even say anything. He'd just send back a picture of like his pig character pogging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the funniest dude. Always like talking Twitch emotes, even though he was a YouTuber.
And then, do you remember when we did that video of the gravity mod for Techno's channel?
Yeah, yeah.
Holy.
I was surprised that ever came out.
I was gonna say,
I was like, this is never getting made. This 4 POVs.
it was a fucking mess. It
It
was
was
it
so
was
funny.
like, so we went into it, and you wouldn't be able to tell from the video, but the recording was about 3 hours. But like, not because it was a difficult mod or any fault of Techno, it was just basically me and Tommy's fault, essentially. You were joining in, to be fair, at one point, Phil, towards the end.
Yeah.
But you were at least trying to keep it together for Techno. But me and Tommy were just fucking around the whole time. And like, there was one point where we had just started just saying things he couldn't put in videos. Like, obviously nothing like offensive, but like stuff he'd have to cut because it was like too personal or like gave away a secret or something. And every time he'd speak, me and Tommy would just go, "Oh, just like this," and we just mention something that he couldn't include in the video, to the point where there was a classic "guys, please," like, "guys, please stop,
please.
stop doing this." And I remember when we were at the end of that video, you may notice I go really quiet and I don't talk anymore. Is genuinely, I was just falling asleep at my desk.
Yeah, you were exhausted.
I was so tired. It was like we're on hour 4 and I was just falling into the sky over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that was a lot of fun though. It was still like really
fun.
I think like my favorite bit out of that was like when we go to the Nether, and I'm like, I've got the ceiling like gravity thing, so I'm just running on the roof of the Nether and like mining stuff, and it's falling down onto Techno, who's below. He's like just farming all the things.
I remember that. There was then there was Dream SMP, obviously.
Yeah.
Which Techno joined and immediately so we didn't actually know Techno was going to join on the day that he joined. We knew he was on the server and going to join at some point, but his first one was when me and Tommy get exiled, right?
Yeah.
And at one point Tommy's like, "What are we going to do? We need someone to help us." And then it just says Technoblade joined the game, and Techno joins our VC, and me and Tommy's reaction is like completely genuine. Like, we're like, "What the fuck?" Like, and then there's the railings, Pogtopia railings. You weren't on yet, but I kept falling off of the stairs that I'd made. So Techno built some railings for me, some old man. Well, originally railings so the young people don't keep falling. And I was like,
Techno kept falling, right?
Yeah, and I was dying. No, it was for me first. And and I was like, Techno, I'm older than you. And he was like, fine, it's to stop old people falling off. And I was like, I'm not gonna fall off. And I just kept dying. Oh yeah, you elder proofed it. Yeah. And his potato farm, that I ate so many potatoes on that server thanks to him. Yeah, that was really fun.
I thought it was funny how like I wasn't on the server yet, so I would just like hear about all these things you guys had did like afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh man, this sounds so fun! I want to join."
And I wrote you in.
and then you just like, "I'll just write you in for." I was like, "Oh shit! All right." That was cool. And you guys would sometimes just join my VC, like, or like join a call with me whilst I was just streaming hardcore, because I couldn't like hang out with you guys on the Dream SMP.
Yeah.
But since you guys won the Dream SMP, you could just call me anyway, and we just hang in different worlds. Essentially, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. The first time he joined, he didn't stop playing for like days. I joined the server like a couple days after he joined. I was like, Techno, how long have you been on? And he was like, 17 hours or something.
Yeah, the one thing Techno wanted to do always was get good at video game and get rich.
Yep.
So like he was just in full on grind mode. I need to get richer than everyone else, even though they've been playing longer than me.
Yeah.
It's just his mantra, pretty much. It's like, this is what I have to do.
I need to use the bathroom really quick. Can you tell a syndicate story or something, like from when, for your little area that you made while I'm gone?
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'll be back. I'll be 2 seconds.
Let's think. I remember when Techno like saved me from guys. You remember the whole like I was like under house arrest and everything. Yeah, like Techno came and like saved me, and like Tubbo was just doing. He was Tubbo was just fucking around, and Techno was trying to do like some improv lore. I mean, we both were kind of like, but Tubbo was just like completely blind to it. I remember he snuck into the basement because I was just like, I was making a basement under my house as a kind of a distraction to give Techno enough time to come like get me. Tubbo was just hanging out with me, and then Techno just sneaks in with an invis pot and just starts murdering Tubbo. And Tubbo, not knowing what's going on, is just like, what is happening? Why do you? Oh, why? And Techno's like, I'm trying to do lore. I'm trying to break up my friend. But you guys are just messing around. It's like wasted time. Oh, it was so funny. I think that was my favorite thing that Techno did on Dream SMP. He was just like break character. He was like the fourth wall breaking character, essentially. Like he would have his serious moments, but then when like things were just too goofy for him to act over, he he would just make fun of it. Oh man. I remember specifically Syndicate related. I remember showing him the design for like the Syndicate room.
Have you been
and like building it?
Lies?
I've been saying nothing of the sort.
I'm back.
I'll finish what I was talking about just real quick. But I remember him being like really excited over me making the Syndicate room, and just like I like showed him pictures and videos of it and then streamed it to him and stuff, and he's just like, yo. Like the typical like hype response from Techno.
Everyone's talking about fourth wall breaking. Did you mention how I used to break the fourth wall?
I mentioned like one of the funniest moments that I remember of him like breaking the fourth wall was just like when he broke me out of my house. I was like under house arrest on Dream SMP, and like Tubbo was just hanging about, and he like killed him, and Tubbo was like, "Oh, why?" And Techno was like, you guys are wasting so much time. I'm streaming. I'm trying to do lore. I'm trying to break out my friend. It's so funny.
Tommy used to hate how he broke the fourth wall. Remember?
Yeah, I loved it. Tommy did not like it for a while.
Tommy used to sit down with Techno and be like, "You gotta stop breaking the fourth wall."
He's like, Techno, can you be serious? Like, can you do a serious point? Like. You can't keep making jokes like that, man. It's like, well, it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of those memories. And then there was obviously the sadder part, which was the day we were in our group chat, and he tells us that he was diagnosed. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was fucking heavy.
Yeah,
I was so shocked.
Yeah, I think I lightened his spirits a bit at the time with the worst social faux pas I've ever done. Do you remember?
No.
Do you not remember what I said?
I can't remember. No.
So I had the group chat open, and no one had said anything in a while, and I just had it open, and I saw Techno was typing, so I got ready a message that said, shut the fuck, in full capitals, like, shut the fuck up, shut up, shut up.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to
shit,
hear. I
yeah.
just had this massive message of shut the fuck up. I did techno, fuck you. I don't want to talk to you, in full capitals, so that the moment he sent a message, it would like, I would hit enter and it would come through, and he sends a message saying, hey guys, I have something to tell you, and then I hit enter, and it just says, shut the fuck up, fuck you, and then the next line is like, I have cancer, and I'm like, no. I messaged, like, I'm like, you're joking, please say you're joking. He's like, I'm not joking, and I like delete the message. I was so distraught. I remember I was like, I apologized to him so much after that, but like, I remember he was just, I remember he was like, no, he told me he laughed after
Yeah,
it
that's just
happened.
such a you thing to do.
He thought it was funny, but I remember just being like, fuck, I fucked up. Shit.
You would do that to anyone, like,
Oh yeah, it wasn't
like that. This was very atypical of you to just respond with like fuck off. like
Yeah.
Nobody likes you. Like where I say like something really sweet and you're like fuck off, Phil.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but I didn't know how heavy the actual message was going to be. And I remember we knew for a couple days that he had cancer before he made his video, which I've spoken to loads of people about that video, and they've all told me that it really annoyed them how it was the funniest sad video they've ever seen. It was the one about him being diagnosed. Techno had just this fucking crazy dark sense of humor that was like so perfect. He wasn't edgy, he was just dark to the point where you're like, oh, okay, that's funny, but you know, he wasn't like edgy, he wasn't like making offensive jokes much. It was more, he was making jokes that were
About
at the
himself.
expense of misery, you know.
He'd make them like about like, yeah, like to like, what's the word where you like make fun of yourself to like such an extreme.
I don't remember. But he loved that shit. He loved doing doing humor that was completely
Oh, self-deprecating.
yeah, self-deprecating.
That's the word.
But his was like to a new level of self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the last quotes from him I have in the quote book is when I was speaking to him for the first time properly about his cancer, we were like playing TF2, me and him, and he said to me like, out of all, I was really upset, and he went, you know what, Wilbur, it's not that bad. Out of all the people I've told, the person that cried the hardest was my insurance company.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He was like, yeah, they had a 22-year-old man, you know, he just stays inside, plays video games all day, doesn't drive, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. They were like, my insurance company, they thought I was gonna have they thought they had the easiest run, you know, a cool couple grand, and then I'm gonna turn to them and tell them I have cancer.
Jesus.
And I remember that's just his humor. That's what he loved. He loved that kind of humor that completely just tore apart his, like, you know, the problems that were going on, which was it's a great way of coping, I think, because it really helped lighten the mood, especially when I was speaking to him, you know, about that kind of thing. Yeah, we did a few streams with him, or not streams, like play sessions with him doing TF2. I there's one of my few regrets I actually have, is that I was so busy with Lovejoy and doing Tommy's vlogs and stuff that I didn't just, you know, the couple days after I heard he had cancer, we were hanging out like every day, but
yeah,
I think with his chemotherapy making him so tired, and with you know, his like lack of time due to that, I spent a lot of time not hanging out with him as much. I think that's like one of my regrets, is that I wish I'd, you know, cancelled a few more things, or like, you know, delayed the release of the Lovejoy stuff a bit longer, just so I could catch him between chemo sessions. But after he finished chemo, he was doing great. I remember he was really well. Chemo was awful for him. He had a really bad time. I remember he was just tired all the time.
He'd watch us play TF2 on his phone, like
Yeah,
in bed.
yeah. He'd sit in hospital and we'd screen share TF2 to him, and he'd just watch quietly. He wouldn't really say much. But then after he finished chemo, he was doing great. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I'm going to say it anyway because I don't know how they're going to go about this now. But we actually filmed a Mr. Beast video with Techno like a month before he passed away. We filmed a Mr. Beast video with him. And in that video, he's got so much energy. He's like completely fine. And he was very like, snappy and bombastic and stuff. And it was me and George and Dream were on a team. And yeah, it was really, really fun. And I remember that, and I remember thinking like, he's sounding so much better. I was really excited about how much better he sounded during that, because I remember when he was telling me about. Sorry if I'm talking too much. Just tell me if I am.
No, it's your stream. Go ahead.
I remember when I was asking him about, like, it's really hard to ask people with severe illness like what's the prognosis like, because you never want them to say it's bad.
Yeah.
But I asked him, like, what's the outlook for you with the exact kind of cancer you've got? And he was like, it's not very good. He was basically saying it's bad. But he was saying that the sample size of people who've had his exact like sarcoma is are like very elderly, and there's not very many people who are young who've had it, and the people who were young who've had it tended to have a higher survival rate. So he was hoping the statistics were leaning his way, which when he started to get better, started to sound better, and I was like, that's good. I was like, that I was thinking, that's, he's done it. He's part of the young people who've fucking destroyed it. And you know what? I wasn't fucking surprised. I wasn't surprised. If you'd told me when Techno was diagnosed that, oh yeah, if you told me, in May, he's gonna get better, he's gonna sound fine, I'd be like, fucking course he is. He's Technoblade. My man's not gonna take it lying down. Have you seen him? You just watch one of his videos. My man's has a 1,000 win streak in Bed Wars. My best win streak in Bed Wars is 3. He's not just gonna sit around, he's gonna fucking destroy that shit. I wasn't surprised at all. How was he when you went to meet him?
He's like fine. Like he was like a little bit quieter than online and stuff, but
you were in the middle of his chemo, right? You went to see him.
Yeah. So like he was obviously a bit tired, and like the hair was gone and stuff. So he'd been through it.
Yeah.
But like he was still like his joking, like funny self, just like super witty, just cracking jokes. Like it was so fun just to hang out with him and just chat to him.
Yeah.
It was really cool. We weren't even sure if it was going to happen or not either. It was like I'd been in America for about a week, and I messaged him like beforehand saying like, oh, I'm gonna be close. Do you want to meet up at some point? He's like, not sure. That's the best idea.
That's what he always would say.
And then
anything really.
Yeah, and then like I remember it was probably about like 3 days before I left. He messaged me out of the blue, just like, you know what, Phil, let's meet up. And I was like, oh shit, all right. And I just immediately told Kristen, I was like, how can we go? Like, when's the best time we can go? And we drove like, I want to say 6 hours. Kristen drove 6 hours. We got a hotel and went to go see him, and yeah, it was awesome.
That's exactly what I did.
Just wish I had more time. Like it was just so fun hanging with him.
Yeah, it was really good. He was just after his surgery when I went to see him, so he couldn't really move his left arm very much. Or was it his right? I don't remember which arm, but he couldn't move it very, very well. I think it was his right. He can move it well enough that he did that VR video very, very soon after. But he was. Yeah. But I remember he was still very well when I went to see him. we got Five Guys. We got Five Guys milkshakes, and then his mum brought us some chicken pot pie, which I didn't eat because I'd already had a Five Guys, and I wish I had eaten it. The apple you threw at him, yeah. I feel bad about that story. I feel bad about that story because Techno told me actually that his parents saw that video and were like not happy with the story. So I would like to add that when I say through, it was more through towards, and it happened to hit him. I didn't like launch it as some animations I've seen depicted me as just hawking an apple at Technoblade's surgery injury. It wasn't quite along those lines. For those of you that don't know, there was a story where when I went to visit Technoblade, he asked me for help in getting down these rotting apples from his tree in his garden, because his neighbors were complaining that it was attracting rats and wasps and stuff. So I was like, yeah. So I climbed up the tree, and Technoblade held like a basket, and I started throwing these apples into the basket. And at one point I was like missing, and Techno made fun of me for it. So I threw down at like a better rate and like with more accuracy, and I missed, and I hit Techno right where his surgery had just been. And yeah, I that literally is the extent of the story. Techno held his surgery wound for a bit and was like, it doesn't hurt, it's fine, and then we didn't talk about it again. But the last time I told the story, I think I stressed out too much that he was injured. He wasn't. It was an accident, and I apologize. Literally, the moment it happened, I jumped out the tree and was like, begging his apology so much that he was apologizing with accidentally hitting him with an apple. But yeah, he was fine, and I was very apologetic, and yeah, better accuracy, Lamau. Okay, sorry, I tried. But yeah, that was one of the time I hung out with that was the time I hung out with Technoblade. I'm so sad Tommy couldn't get to meet him.
Yeah,
that was really unfortunate. We did actually all plan at VidCon to hang out originally, but I think at that point Technoblade knew he wasn't gonna be around after VidCon. He let us know at that time. I remember that because we were planning to all book a big flight, and all four of us were going to go and hang out with him.
Yeah, I kept pushing. I said like one thing, and then Tommy was down, and then I said it again. I was like, "Oh, we should definitely hang out. Like, we could just all get a flight. It's so easy. It's so quick."
And and he basically told us like, nah. He was like, he basically said that I think the word he used was owned.
Yeah, he did. He said he
said he was owned, and he wouldn't be there for that, which I didn't believe, because he's told me before that he was owned. He when when he was originally diagnosed, he was basically telling me that like he didn't think he'd make it too far. He still was fighting, and he still believed that he was gonna, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking beat this shit, but he thought it was gonna take him eventually, even if he was really old, and so hearing him say he was owned, I was like, we're gonna hang out with you. I was like, shut up, man, we'll see you, and we didn't get to, because he passed away before the end of VidCon, at least as far as we knew. Yeah, which sucked.
That was awful.
So Tommy never got to meet him, which I think really upset Tommy a lot. That really got to him. I remember the day we told Tommy, because we told Tommy after, and I called him, and he was just on the Dream SMP, just looking for books Techno had written. He was just like talking to me through the tears. asking me questions about it and stuff, and I was just telling him everything I knew. Yeah, Tommy's
He
doing
said
well.
that. He said that Techno left a book before he logged out for the last time on S&P Earth. So he was like, "Oh, I wonder if he's done it."
We'll have to look for the map for S&P Earth, see what that book was.
Yeah, I don't know. I would ask. Yeah, he's the one that like found it or like knew about it, I think.
Yeah, I think for me it was like when I found out the news, I didn't actually cry for a while because I'd already kind of processed the idea of him passing. Because I don't know when the last time you spoke to him was over VC, but I spoke to him at like the beginning of June. And like before I left for America, it was like the last day before I left, and I played TF2 with him, and he basically gave me the lowdown of like, he was like very clear to me that he wasn't feeling too good, and I was like, okay, I got it, I understood. So when I'd actually got the news, I didn't really, it took me a long time to process. I just felt kind of numb for a while. The weirdest thing for me, what it's been for me actually with most friends that I've lost, I would like walk around and I was just thinking, why is no one else caring? Even I was like, why? Don't they know my friends died? Like, why is no one else noticing? That feeling.
Yeah.
And I felt that for a while. I felt that every day waking up. I at the airport, going to walking around the panels and stuff, I was always like, why is no one caring? Obviously they didn't know, I can't blame them, but like there's something weird in your head when you lose a friend, where you wonder why the world is still turning. You wonder why people are still going about their business, and that was one of them for me. And it was really comforting for me when I saw the outpouring of love and the shock waves he left, on the internet. They say you can measure the mark of a man on the day and the shock waves that he leaves behind, which is a song lyric that I remember that I quite liked and that I was thinking of afterwards, because it's true. He was a great man, and you can tell from seeing everyone's reaction to him.
Yeah, he touched so many people's lives.
Yeah, and so in some more positive, well, not so much positive, but more bittersweet, when I was on one of the last times I spoke to him, he didn't want to talk. Well, he did want to talk, but he didn't really have the energy for it. But I managed to catch him at a point because he wasn't really awake very much. He was sleeping quite a lot. And in the time he was awake, he was just reading manga and watching like Netflix. So he wasn't really he didn't have a lot of energy, but I caught him at like the perfect time where he had enough energy. And I basically just ran onto my PC and started playing TF2. And I was like, do you want to play? And he basically responded that he was in a hospital bed. He was not in a hospital bed, but he was in bed. So he couldn't play. So I was like, all right, I'm still gonna play TF2. Fuck you. So I booted it up and I shared screen, and I played some of the worst Team Fortress 2 you've ever seen. By the way, chat. It was the worst TF2 gameplay you would have ever watched. I'm sure Techno was cringing so much to the point where I was like every time I'd make a mistake, I'd go like, oh, you didn't see that, did you? And he'd just be completely silent. I was just like, God, this is punishment. Why am I punishing this man with my Team Fortress gameplay? And I remember I was playing with him. Well, I was playing and he was watching, and at one point he was like answering me, and he like broke into this like manic cough, like a real deep guttural wheezy cough that I hadn't heard before. So I sort of said to him like, look man, like you can let's step back, I'll talk at you and you type to me, You know, I was like, you don't have to respond. And if this ain't the most Technoblade shit you've ever heard, ready? When I said this to him, you type, I'll talk. He goes quiet. He clears his throat and he just goes, no. Anyway, and he just keeps talking. My man's was coughing up a storm, and I said to him, like, please just type to me, and he goes, no, and just keeps talking.
So stubborn.
he was like, he did, and I have so many stories of that, and him just going, no. And just like, you know, because he was just like, he refused. Like, you know, life had to conform around him, not the other way around, you know?
Yeah.
He wasn't going to change how he was. If he wanted to do something, he was going to do it. He wasn't going to change for anything. The world had to move around techno, you know? He was the immovable object, you know? which is really inspiring, and it always was. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Do you think I should hold on, I'm going to type something to you quickly. Yeah, it's sad news, but like I said, the amount of love and outpouring from everyone has been so comforting for me, and I'm sure everyone. I just asked Phil if I should tell a story. The reason I didn't want to tell it is it's a little bit strange. This story, and it's a little bit too much. It's a bit too much like about me, which doesn't feel right. But I'll just say it really quickly. Basically, a couple weeks ago, I had a dream. I don't dream much, chat. I've got like, I can't see pictures in my head, so I'm not big on dreams. I dreams are one of the few places I can see things in my head, weirdly, but it's not very common. They come very sparingly, and I had a dream. Even more strange than just having a dream was I had a dream I was playing Minecraft, which is not common at all. When I do dream, it's normally nightmares, to be honest. Normally like weird shit. But this was a dream, like a nice dream. I was playing Minecraft, and I joined a server, like a new streaming server for like streamers, and I was playing, and I was streaming, and I was basically bullying this other streamer who'd moved in next door to me. I was like wrecking their house over and over again, and halfway through, Technoblade joined the server. So this is why it's weird, and I don't believe this has any symbolism. It was a really comforting thing for me when it happened, because I was really worried about him. This was before I knew what had happened, and he joined, and I told him to get in VC with me, and he joined VC, and he was like talking to me the way he used to and stuff, and he sounded so full of energy and excitement, and I basically was like, I told him like how I ended up streaming in my dream for 4 hours. I remember it was four or so hours, and eventually I ended stream, and I was talking to him, and I was like, I told him how worried I was about him. I was like, I can't believe that you like, you know, like I was really worried that you hadn't answered my messages in ages and stuff. And he goes to me like, he basically responds, oh no, man, he basically goes, I'm sorry, I'm not here anymore. And he says, but I just saw you were dreaming about Minecraft, and I couldn't let you get away with that, loser. And then I woke up. I remember this really weirdly, because I don't dream often, and that is so fucking Technoblade. If there is some spiritualness behind anything, for that motherfucker to wait for me to dream about Minecraft, come in my dream and call me a fucking loser for it. I'm sorry, hold on. It's so on brand of him, but yeah. That's just a story that I quite liked when it happened. It comforted me quite a lot, and yeah, it's weird. It's a weird dream. yeah, on an actual positive note, me and Tommy are releasing a book, the quote book, soon. Where 100% of all the profits of all the, not even profits, 100% of all money, we're making proceeds. A massive loss on this. All of the money, every single penny, is going to the Sarcoma Foundation, and the entire book's in honor of Technoblade. We did it for him. I'm not sure when we're releasing it yet, but it's going to be a big thing. We're going to promote it. You guys will all see, and yeah, it'll be a fun book. It'll be like a novelty book, like something you can have on your coffee table, you know. Something
you just randomly open up onto a page and just read a single quote.
Yeah, and we're gonna have little illustrations for each of the quotes and stuff. And yeah, we're very excited, and we're excited for you guys to see it and be able to help out the Sarcoma Found research, and still, you know, and get like a nice book from it as well. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say, man. I'm getting to an emotional point now, and I don't really want to be live for that.
Yeah, that's fine.
How about you?
I'm good. I'm good.
How have you been?
I'll just get upset.
Okay. Well, thank you, chat. Thank you for coming and listening. I hope this could help. I hope this was comforting to hear, you know. I needed to get off my chest. I wanted to do this yesterday, but Tommy's show was yesterday, and I didn't want to. I didn't really want to overdo that when we could have had Tommy here. But I think Tommy might be a bit busy anyway, so I'm sure you'll hear from him soon too. Yeah. Thank you guys. He really loved you guys a lot, all of you. Even if you hated him, if you gave him views, he loved you.
Anything for the clout.
He loved his audience a lot.
Yeah, he did.
To a point where he would disregard a lot of advice we had, because there's a lot of advice amongst like YouTube and streamers to keep like a degree of separation from your audience, for obvious reasons, but also to like, you know, just for like, so you can, you know, keep a healthy work-life relationship. And I feel like Technoblade already had a healthy work-life relationship, so he really tried to connect to his audience as much as he could, because he really loved you guys a lot. And I'm sure he'd be fucking embarrassed as shit to see all the outpouring of love for him. If I know Technoblade, I know he would be so embarrassed, but he'd love it. From being the sort of guy who embarrassed Technoblade on the daily, I can tell you he would have definitely hated all the attention.
He'd be making jokes about how his views have quadrupled.
Yeah, he'd be saying he'd be saying like, oh, I got to do this more often.
Yeah,
that's what he'd say. Yeah, man. I only knew him 3 years, but fucking hell, am I thankful I did, man. I'm thankful so much. Like, that's the takeaway from all this. I'm so thankful for everything we got to do, for all the time I got to spend with him, and I'm thankful for all of you guys for, you know, coming along for the journey, which was a fucking crazy journey. It was a really good adventure. Yeah, 12 million subs now. If he was still alive, he'd be rubbing that in Tommy's face.
Yeah,
he'd be saying, "Fuck you, Tommy. I've got more subs." And thank you all for coming to watch and vibe and sit here. And I hope this has been helpful. I think I have one request of all of you before we go away, and I want you all to do your best to remember him for as long as you can. Not just because it's good to, but also because we're gonna just keep making inside jokes about him. So
Yep.
if you don't remember him, you won't be able to follow along with any of what we're fucking saying.
Gonna keep telling you to subscribe to him.
Yes. So that's all I want, is please remember him. And, you know, maybe when one of you is a big streamer or a big YouTuber and someone asks who was your inspiration, you could say it was Technoblade. You could say it was him, and it'll be true. And I'll hear it and I'll go, thank you, everyone. One of us, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming down and listening. And I'll see you all very soon for a normal stream. One that doesn't involve as much talking.